What's going on, boys? How you doing, Rav, Yash, Vlad? How you guys doing? Obviously, very kind of weird day today. I was not expecting all this dump today, but luckily we weren't too heavy into anything anyways. As I told you guys on the newsletter, as we've been telling you all weekend, this is going to be one of the trickiest weeks to trade all year. Why do I say that? The FOMC is on Wednesday. And usually we have a pretty good idea of what the Fed might do, but this time I have no idea because if he raises rates, we're screwed. If he doesn't raise rates, we're screwed. If he tapers more, we're screwed. If he doesn't taper more, we're screwed. So it's just a coin flip to see what he says. If he decides to get hawkish, that will be very, very bad for the market. What's going on, Ricky, Nils, and Ginger? Obviously, a lot of downward pressure today. Last week we closed off very, very strong. It looks like a trap right now, but I mean, it is only Monday. But the price action intraday was not good for the bulls, in my opinion. So what we're watching for here now, obviously tomorrow, again, you cannot get into too many swings. I'm not like pretending. I'm not saying this just so like you guys don't take positions, but like literally the Fed can do anything on Wednesday. Nobody knows what they're going to do. I don't even think Powell knows what he's going to do yet, to be honest. Because like I said, we're screwed either way. Right now for the Bulls, one thing I can say, what's up, Andrew? One thing I can say for the Bulls right now, this is a cup and handle, guys. So there's a cup, there's a handle. If Why am I pointing this out? If Powell does something that's bullish for stocks, obviously it'll screw up inflation and all that economy stuff. That's not our concern, right? We're worried about the chart right here. So if Powell says something very bullish or he remains dovish, what's up, Ricari? Good to see you. If he says something bullish, what happens is we have a record number of puts on right now. Everyone is short into Fed, especially after today. Everyone got scared. And as Ricky sent you guys the stat, there was more puts today than ever before in the history of the stock market. So if he says something bullish, those puts are going to get destroyed. This is a cup. This is the handle. As long as we kind of stay sideways here, this market can absolutely rip. But again, we have to wait till Thursday, guys. If we stay sideways tomorrow as well, another inside day maybe, if JPOW gives us good news, we can absolutely rip to all-time highs. If he says bad stuff, this market can absolutely collapse too. That's when you start zooming out on these charts and you start seeing how extended we are. Stock market is up basically in a straight line since last March. I know last September and October were rough. I know this September was rough, but if you look at the longer term chart, we never even lost the 8-day moving average on the monthly. A real like if JPOW actually does screw up something, we can come down and test 393 on SPY. That's the monthly 21-day moving average. On COVID, obviously we came all the way down to the 50-day moving average. I don't think it'll be that big of a dump right away just because COVID was so out of the blue, out of nowhere. This time people are kind of prepared, well, not prepared. I would say 90% of people that are in the market have no idea what they're going to do if their portfolio dumps. But hopefully you guys have a clue because we keep telling you this over and over. I keep telling you, if the market flushes, what will you do? If the market flushes, how will your portfolio be? So just be ready for anything on Wednesday. He can literally do anything. I have no idea what he's going to do. I don't know how he fixes this mess that he got himself in, but hopefully he has some kind of plan, because today was obviously very bearish. And if tomorrow we're more bearish, chill out, Yash. If tomorrow we're bearish, then what we have to start watching for is how bearish can we be. If the market completely collapses tomorrow into the Fed, that puts even more pressure on J Powell to be dovish. So it's kind of like a seesaw. What does he do, right? Nobody knows. Just stay patient. We will have opportunities on Thursday, though. I promise you that much. Whether he does something good or bad, there will be calls or puts to take on Thursday. Just wait for Thursday to go into anything heavy. Right now, we are just kind of in a scalp environment. Like if you want to scalp 10%, 15, 20% here and there, just you can do it. But just remember that you're playing counter trend. If the stock market is falling like this and you're jumping in calls down here, let's say you caught the bottom, right? Don't get greedy and think this is going to V-shape. When you get your 10, 15, 20%, start scaling out. Get rid of it. Look for another one, you know what I mean? Because when you're in a downtrend, these are just oversold bounces, and then they usually come right back down to either test the low or take out the low, just like you've seen at the end of the day here. So if you're playing counter trend, Just remember, don't look for home runs. Look for your 20, 25, 15%, even 10% even. Like today I hit ATVI for like 10%. I was happy with it because I was playing counter trend, right? Obviously it kept going without me after, but I don't care. It's too much risk to play counter trend and start holding on for 100%. So last week I told you guys this XLF was just bear flagging here. We were range bound since November or since October. Finally broke down out of that range, got a little bounce, didn't get back to these highs or these highs, and then we rolled over again. Big gap down, bear flag forming. Today looks like we broke down from the bear flag. I don't know why did I draw this line up here though? Yeah, so the line should be like that. Looks like a bear flag on the daily and just broke down today. If we can't hold this 38.33, much lower is coming for XLF, which would be probably 37.11, which is the 200-day moving average. So XLF most likely, obviously this is in no man's land right now. I would not go long it. Maybe I would short it, but it's a tough short on XLF. 37.11 is where you should watch for a bounce on that one. IWM is absolutely massacred. I thought we would actually get at least a bounce, but this is the weakest bounce. This tells me that IWM is going to crack and go lower. So basically we've had this support here on IWM since January, guys. And every time, one thing I didn't like about this bounce, I'll tell you right now, every time we touched this support, we just flew off it. One day touch and fly. One day touch, fly. One day touch, rip, 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 rip. And this time we actually bear flagged on it. So instead of just touching the support and ripping, we kind of had to fight off the bears. The bulls fought off the bears for 4 days. 5th day, finally bulls got control. 6th day, they kept control. And now 3 days, bears took it all right back from them. So if we break this support on IWM, there's a lot more downside because we are under the 200-day on the daily. So the next moving average that you're looking at is way down at 168.50, which is the weekly 200-day. So if we break this range, and as you guys know, the longer a stock coils sideways, when it breaks one way or the other, it's a powerful move because this signals that all the bulls that are just holding on for dear life, their stops are going to get hit. All the bears that are waiting for the break are going to pounce on it. So it's going to be a powerful move whichever way it does break. Right now it's leaning towards the downside. I think Santa skipped this year. But let's see what happens with the Fed. Again, it's all up to Powell. If he remains dovish, if he fixes the market somehow, if the market even likes what he says, there's so many people in puts, they will all get squeezed, and this will be an epic rally into the end of the year. Remember that. Before you get all bared up. VIX here, just in no man's land again. There's a big gap to fill from 24.69 all the way to 26.75. So about a $2 gap to fill. But the problem with that gap fill is we are trading currently at $20.40. So a $6 move up on VIX. You guys seen the carnage in the market today? If we get a $6 move up in VIX again, it's going to be a mess. So just keep that in mind. There is a gap to fill. VIX usually fills all the gaps. Remember, we were trading way up here, and I kept saying, we left a gap back here. We left a gap back here. People were like, no way, we're going to go fill that gap. We came down, we filled that gap, and now do we go up and fill that gap? I don't know when we do, but there's an 80% chance we do because almost all gaps get filled. Airbnb, just a complete, the play was there, the catalyst was there, everything's there, popular stock. And then someone died of Omicron this weekend. So all reopening plays were just getting crushed. Obviously, Airbnb gets lumped in with them. This play is technically still there. Technically, I mean, there's still a shoulder, head, shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. Let's see if we can rip. But for this play now, I'd have to wait till after Fed. So that's what I'm waiting for on Airbnb. Let's see the other reopening plays. I mean, DAL was down 3.4%. UAL probably down as well. UAL down 5%. You got LUV down another 3.5%. So reopening plays were just getting smashed today, guys. It was just lumped in a group. Right now the market's just trading groups, while all the COVID plays were actually nice for today. Well, ZM is just trash anyways. Peloton I heard was good. Peloton's up 7%. Zoom was green. Docu, did Docu move? Nope, Docu's still red after that earnings. They haven't forgotten yet, I guess. Other than that, I mean, stay-at-home plays were green for the most part, and reopening plays were red for the most part. Moderna ripped, vaccines ripped, so that should tell you they do care about the COVID headlines. That was the main thing this morning. I mean, Moderna was up almost 6%. We got more than 100% on those calls. If you guys held, congrats. We filled that entire gap. That's why I took off a bunch of my calls. But it does look like it can keep going, especially if there's more and more news about Omicron. Vaccines will keep going. Moderna, we got the 100%. Ricky crushed the spreads on PFE. It hit an all-time high today, I believe. 55.70, 55.73. So we broke all-time high by 73 cents, and it's the highest close ever on Pfizer, even though they just bought a company, which usually sends a stock down. So BNTX here, nice little 8% day as well. So this is another one to keep an eye on if you do believe the Omicron stuff's going to cause more COVID stuff, which is what the market is telling us right now. There's more news to come on COVID, in my opinion. So that's why the vaccines are hot. That's why the stay-at-home stocks were hot. Other than that, I mean, we got to wait for Powell. There's no other way to put it. I put this on the newsletter this weekend. Why did I put it on? It's a very similar falling wedge formation. What do I mean by that is, so we got all-time highs and then we kind of consolidated for a while, right? So this is from August all the way to October. We consolidated and then we broke up. This is from November all the way to mid-December, and then we broke through the same wedge. If we get through 344.62 on Microsoft, it should make a similar type run. If it doesn't get through there, which we almost exactly rejected today, well, we rejected $1 lower, but if we don't get through 34462, this one can turn over and roll over just like the rest of the stocks. There's nothing that's gonna hold it up if the whole market tanks. Google as well, same story. If it doesn't get through this all-time high soon, it's gonna roll over. Facebook was notably strong today. We ended green, but we closed a lot off the lows there. What is this drawing? Okay, and then just looks like a V-shaped recovery. Look at this dump from November 29th all the way down, straight back V-shaped recovery. But other than that, we're right back where we started, right? So let's see where we can go. Walmart, definitely one of the best plays for the last couple of weeks. We're on our third roll up now. We've already hit 2 for 100%. Why did I call this out? Same kind of story. So support here, support here, support here. Last time it crossed through this 200-day, it went on a tear all the way to 152. First time it crossed through the 200-day, went on a tear, and this time it didn't even blink at the 200-day. You guys see here how it kind of battled with the 200-day for 4 or 5 days straight, kind of battled with the 200-day for 4 or 5 days straight, and then started going. This time it just tore through, and look at the volume coming in. This is very bullish for Walmart. Obviously, people go to safer plays, especially when the market's so uncertain. And right now we got Walmart. We closed over the 200-day. We closed over the 50-day, and everything points towards a run towards 152, guys. So I'm gonna watch this Walmart very, very closely. Hopefully, I'll be on my 4th or 5th roll up before the end of the year here. Melly bounced strong today too. Very weird. All the other growth names were kind of struggling today. Melly was up 35. No, Melly went from 1125 to 1183, so around 60 points from low to high on Melly. Closed green. Closed near high of day, and we're starting to approach these previous resistances here. 1195 gets taken out, 1195, 1200 area on Melly. We have room all the way to 1260, 1300, and if you know Melly, it moves very, very fast, and you guys seen this huge dump. There is some room to the upside here. We're just starting to curl up. Let's see if Melly can get going, but if it does get through 1221-ish, it can go to 1260 and then 1300 on Melly. I do have equity in this one. I'm going to keep watching closely. But why I mean it's weird that it's strong. SE is the similar type of company. I know Melly's Mexico and SE Singapore, but a foreign e-commerce type play, and SE is just getting destroyed and Melly is showing strength. So it might be that Melly bottomed out already and SE is looking for a bottom still. Or it might just be a 2-3 day event. Let's see. I have equity. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, Melly for around $1,000 is a no-brainer in my opinion. It's a great company. Long term, I'm not worried about it at all. Amazon here, we have this head and shoulders forming. We're right at the neckline here. We actually closed below the neckline. So 33.80 breaks on Amazon, then we're in big trouble. If 33.80 holds on Amazon, on Thursday, I'll probably jump into February or March calls on Amazon. I'm not joking. If 33.80 holds this whole week, look at these numbers. Every time we have to bring down these numbers, guys. We had 3,500 on the screen. Now we're looking for 33.80. So we're just waiting for the proper levels to get long Amazon here. There's no reason in my opinion, there's not a single reason to get long Amazon here. It might even go down more. I mean, we just broke the head and shoulders. It's the first time we closed under that little neckline there. And if we do continue to dump, we'll see 33.30, 33.30 first, and then these lows will be tested down here at 32.75. So 33.30 and 32.75 coming on Amazon if we cannot turn around soon. Tesla, just showing you exactly, strongest stock in the world, right? Best stocks in the world. It's broken. The chart's broken. We did hold the 950, did we? Yeah, so 950 low from December 6th was held today. But if the sellers stay here, I think there's 100%, like 99% chance we close this gap to 910 bucks. So keep an eye on Tesla at 910 bucks. Right now it's in no man's land. If you want to scalp it, go ahead. But I do think it comes over more to 910 bucks. Mara, one of my favorite shorts right now. I am pretty heavy short in this one. Why am I heavy short? I love this pattern. So there's a little pattern when the stocks start turning around, right? Obviously, we were at the highs in November at 83.45. Right now, we're trading at 36. People are trying to buy, right? They're like, oh, it's down more than 50%. Let me put some in my retirement account. What usually happens is those people that are early to buy like this, it usually dumps and H is over. So bear flags, this is like a bear flag right here. You see this 3 days up? That's just a flag. So big dump, flag, and broke to the downside. Now if we take out these lows from December 6th, this one's going straight to 30 bucks in my opinion. We close under the 200-day moving average. Everything looks perfect on this short. And the pattern that I'm showing you right now, the bearish pattern, it's called a bearish H. A lot of hedge funds use it. When a stock goes down like this and it bounces like this, it usually goes and takes out those lows. So that's the H pattern. I know a lot of people think this hits support and it's bouncing and it's making lower lows. That could also be true, but when these 3 days give up that whole bounce, that's very bearish. So as long as we take out this 35.97 low from December 6th, I think $30 is coming on Mara, and I think we get paid on those puts. But if it holds, I mean, we can bounce absolutely, but this is not the right consolidation for a real bounce play. So if you want to see a bounce, a stock will bottom out, it'll rip a bit. Let me draw it out for you. A stock will bottom out, it'll rip a bit. It will consolidate. Of course it'll consolidate, but it will not give back around 50% of this move. Obviously there's no exact number, but you don't want it to give back more than 50% of that move. Say it goes from 1 to 5, right? Say it's a $1 stock, it bounces to $5. You don't want to see that stock dip back to 2.5 here. You want to see it above 3, 4-ish. You know, that's healthy consolidation to try and start the next leg up. That's all I'm trying to say here. I'm not saying anything else. But this H pattern here, this is not healthy consolidation on a bounce. This is giving it all right back. This is bears stepping on the gas again. We got Bitcoin here. I'll do it for you in 1 second. We got Bitcoin here. I am very, very bearish on Bitcoin. I called my sell here at 60K. I told everyone in the group, I said, I'm all out of Bitcoin. I don't like it anymore for a while. I will jump back in way cheaper because I see it going down. If it doesn't go down to my levels and I miss it, it's okay. I'll scalp it until it does go to my levels, right? But for right now, we were just hanging on top of the 200-day, hanging on for dear life. Today we broke down. So we broke down and we closed. Well, obviously the candle didn't close yet, but we are underneath the 200-day on Bitcoin. So I love Mara puts. I love Riot puts. I love Coinbase puts. MSTR is a good one. I know Yash took some. I just don't like the spreads most of the time. They're very hard to take 2-3 weeks out spreads on MSTR. BTBT should be getting crushed. I still have this trash equity in my account for some reason. That's any. If it doesn't bounce soon, I'm going to cut this equity too. I'll take the L. I don't care. I'd rather sit in cash. ATVI took lottos at the end of the day. There's some event coming up. T sent it in the morning. I read through it quickly. It's a judge has to come up with a he has to come up with a decision on ATVI and the culture there and everything. So it could be massively bullish. It could be massively bearish. Like there's no way to tell. If the judge says the CEO has to resign, very bullish. If the judge says they have to pay fines or something, then it's bearish for the fundamentals of the company, obviously. It's complete lotto. I'm expecting zero. I made some money, a little bit of money today. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I can't even call it like a super green day, but I wasn't red today in that trading account. My long-term accounts are definitely red. I didn't even look at them. But took a lotto, whatever, felt like it. QCOM. Oh, QCOM. So again, these are market leaders, right? So what we need on these market leaders, if the market rolls over, these ones are going to dump as well. Right now, QCOM is really struggling with that level I have drawn already on it, 186.32. And Bookie, I see exactly what you mean. I would take a short as close as I could to 186.32 with a stop loss slightly over it. And if you don't want to keep a stop loss, that's fine because the market is pretty bearish. There is a lot of sell volume today, as you guys see, compared to the last 4 or 5 days. Today was double the sell volume, so this is a real move down, I think. And as long as it stays under 186.32, this one can pull back hard. So that's a good one for puts. QCOM. Bookie is turning into a master bear here. MU is as well. It's this exact same chart. So right now, again, if Powell is bullish, this is an inverse heads and shoulders. All right, and it will rip up. If Powell is bearish or hawkish, these charts, none of these patterns will matter. This will be a red candle that looks like this. And I'm not joking, because rate changes and policy changes are very, very big deal in the stock market. So we have to wait till Wednesday. It's very tough. I'm not telling you sell everything. I'm not telling you buy everything. We don't know what's going to happen. We have to react. We can't predict. But Bookie, if the market is weak, these calls, these are going to, I mean, these puts are going to be great. QCOM and Micron. I'm going to be keeping an eye on them myself. But until Wednesday, I will not probably take any big swings, not any meaningful cash in any swings, other than the Mara puts, because that's like almost unrelated because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves on its own, right? And other than that, I mean, tomorrow is going to be another boring day. Get ready for it. This is our life, guys. We're in here for a long time, not a short time. We have to stay traders for a long time. So just be patient tomorrow. Scalp all you want. God bless. I mean, have fun. Again, what I said, if you're playing counter trend, 15, 20, 25, 30%, take it off. Don't wait for a V-shaped recovery. Don't risk your capital like that. Swing trades, wait till Thursday or Wednesday after the Fed. And take advantage of the volatility. I mean, SPY's going up and down so much today, you could have scalped it like 100 times. Puts this morning would have been fire. I mean, I was managing positions in the morning, so I couldn't take SPY puts. Other than that, good luck, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for attending.